Good evening, you're watching News Mongolia on MNB World, and I'm your host, Ulaanbaatar Inghamuklang. On the News Mongolia today, Mongolian Sustainable Finance Forum 2024 to be held in Ulaanbaatar. Bridging tradition and innovation, how museums and artists are embracing modern technology. Today is the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Stay tuned for other news. The Mongolian Sustainable Finance Forum 2024 will convene in Ulaanbaatar under the auspices of the President of Mongolia, focusing on advancing green and sustainable development initiatives.
The event will gather policymakers, regulators, private sector leaders, and civil society representatives to discuss progress, challenges, and next steps for green sustainable development. The forum will provide a platform for open dialogue on actionable strategies to enhance cross-sectoral cooperation. The forum's plenary session, scheduled for November 28 at the State Palace, will spotlight critical issues including the green transition in agriculture, financing energy-efficient residential housing, and expanding green finance opportunities. Complementing the main forum's specialized training sessions for banking and finance professionals and SMEs will run from November 27 through 29. These sessions will delve into topics such as impact investing, biodiversity financing, and climate reporting, offering participants the opportunity to gain insight from international best practices. The third Mongolian Sustainable Finance Forum is made possible with support from the Office of the President, the Mongolian Sustainable Finance Association, Bank, the United Nations in Mongolia, and other international partners. The event underscores Mongolia's commitment to fostering sustainable finance and driving green economic transitions.
Museums and fine artists are increasingly integrating technology into their exhibits, blending tradition and innovation to create immersive experiences. This shift is transforming the way audiences engage with art and culture. The Fine Arts Museum in Ulaanbaatar is no exception.
Museums are using augmented reality and virtual reality to bring historical artifacts and paintings to life. Visitors can explore 3D recreations to step into classic artworks. Artists are combining traditional mediums like paintings and sculpture with digital elements such as projection mapping to create hybrid artworks. Artists and museums are revolutionizing the way audiences experience traditional paintings. By integrating technology and music, they are transforming static artworks into dynamic, multisensory narratives. Interactive and tech-driven art exhibits align with the preferences of younger, tech-savvy visitors, making museum visits exciting and modern. Modern artists like Ink Tolak stand out for redefining how audiences perceive culture through visually rich, technology-driven works. Artist Soil explores the possibilities of technology within the art world, creating pieces that challenge perceptions of both mediums. Her innovative use of digital techniques and tools transforms art into immersive experiences, making her work a cornerstone of the cultural digital nexus. Artists Ulaanbaatar, Tingun, and Taschikhir focus on humanity's intrinsic bond with nature, using soft colors and fluid movement to evoke harmony and emotion. The work, often enhanced by subtle technology elements, provides a meditative space for human and environmental connections to come to life. The fusion of modern technology and fine arts marks a new era of cultural expression, ensuring that art remains relevant and inspiring in the digital age. By embracing innovation, museums and artists are redefining how we experience and appreciate creativity.
November 25th marks International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women, a global call to end all forms of gender-based violence. Despite ongoing efforts, millions of women worldwide continue to face physical, sexual, and domestic abuse, underscoring the need for urgent action.
Since 1981, November 25th has been observed as International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. On December 17, 1999, the United Nations General Assembly adopted a resolution proclaiming this day as the International Day for the Elimination of Violence Against Women. Through this resolution, the UN called on governments, international organizations, and non-governmental organizations worldwide to organize various activities to raise public awareness about the issue of violence against women. Despite continuous global attention, all forms of violence against women persist. Tragically, up to 70% of women experience domestic violence, and it is estimated that every 10 minutes, one woman falls victim to homicide. According to UN data, 736 million women worldwide have experienced physical or sexual violence. In the Middle East and Africa, 200 million girls have undergone female genital mutilation, while 750 million girls are married before the age of 18. Additionally, 70% of women in conflict zones struggle to survive, 71% of human trafficking victims are women, and 3/4 of these women are exploited as sexual slaves. To address this critical issue, the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence are held annually from November 25th to Human Rights Day on December 10th. In 2017, the United Nations and the European Union launched a long-term initiative called the Spotlight Initiative to eliminate all forms of violence against women and girls worldwide, providing a beacon of hope and action. The Spotlight Initiative is a global multi-year partnership that focuses on addressing the root causes of violence, promoting prevention, and supporting survivors. It provides targeted resources to end violence against women and girls, with particular attention to marginalized groups. This initiative complements global campaigns and movements, such as the Orange the World campaign, symbolizing a brighter future free of violence.
Now let's take a look at currency exchange rates provided by the Mongol Bank. Now let's shift our attention to foreign news provided by our international partner news agencies. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is leaving Saturday on a diplomatic trip to Europe that includes a meeting of foreign ministers from the leading industrialized nations that will focus on the wars in Ukraine and the Middle East.
The State Department said Blinken will participate in Group of Seven and bilateral meetings outside Rome on Monday and Tuesday as the Biden administration winds down amid concerns that President-elect Donald Trump's team may substantially alter U.S. foreign policy. The G7, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States, has been at the forefront of providing military and economic support for Ukraine since Russia's invasion in February 2022. And Democratic President Joe Biden is looking to ensure that backing is boosted and sustained. G7 members are particularly concerned about how Trump will change the U.S. approach. Blinken will meet with Pope Francis and several of his top aides in Vatican City on Wednesday before returning to Washington.
Israel said Sunday that the body of an Israeli Moldovan rabbi who went missing in the United Arab Emirates has been found after he was killed in what it described as a heinous anti-Semitic terror incident. The statement from the Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said Israel will act with all means to seek justice with the criminals responsible for his death. There was no immediate comment from the UAE.
Zvi Kogan, an ultra-Orthodox rabbi who went missing on Thursday, ran a kosher grocery store in Dubai where Israelis have flocked for commerce and tourism since the two countries forged diplomatic ties in the 2020 Abraham Accords. The agreement has held through more than a year of soaring regional tensions unleashed by Hamas' October 7th attack into southern Israel, but Israel's devastating retaliatory offensive in Gaza and its invasion of Lebanon after months of fighting with a military group, Hezbollah, have stoked anger among Emiratis, Arab nationals and others living in the UAE. Iran, which supports Hamas and Hezbollah, has also been threatening to retaliate against Israel after a wave of airstrikes Israel carried out in October in response to an Iranian ballistic missile attack. The Emirati government didn't respond to a request for comment. Early Sunday, the United Arab Emirates state-run WAM news agency acknowledged Kogan's disappearance but pointedly didn't acknowledge he held Israeli citizenship, referring to him only as being Moldovan. The Emirati Interior Ministry described Kogan as being missing and out of contact. Specialized authorities immediately began search and investigation operations upon receiving the report, the Interior Ministry said. Kogan was an emissary of the Chabad Lubavitch movement, a prominent and highly observant branch of ultra-Orthodox Judaism based in Brooklyn's Crown Heights neighborhood in New York City. It said he was last seen in Dubai. The United Arab Emirates has a burgeoning Jewish community with synagogues and business catering to kosher diners. The Rimon Market, a kosher grocery store that Kogan managed on Dubai's busy Al Wasl Road, was shut Sunday. As the wars have roiled the region, the store has been the target of online protests by supporters of the Palestinians. Mezuzah on the front and the back doors of the market appear to have been ripped off when the Associated Press journalist stopped by on Sunday. Kogan's wife Rivki is a U.S. citizen who lived with him in the United Arab Emirates. She is the niece of Rabbi Gabriel Holtzberg, who was killed in 2008 Mumbai attacks. The United Arab Emirates is an autocratic federation of 7 sheikdoms on the Arabian Peninsula and is also home to Abu Dhabi. Local Jewish officials in the United Arab Emirates declined to comment. While the Israeli statement didn't mention Iran, Iranian intelligence services have carried out past kidnappings in the United Arab Emirates. Western officials believe Iran runs intelligence operations in the Emirates and keeps tabs on the hundreds of thousands of Iranians living across the country. Iran is suspected of kidnapping and later killing British-Iranian national Abbas Yazdi in Dubai in 2013, though Tehran has denied involvement. Iran also kidnapped Iranian-German national Jamshid Sharmat in 2020 from Dubai, taking him back to Tehran, where he was executed in October.
Well, that's all for today. Thank you for staying with us. We'll see you tomorrow with more news and updates. Goodbye.